If you do not understand the difference between a statement of purpose and a personal statement, and you're applying for grad school, then you have a big problem. But by the end of this video, you are going to know everything about the distinction between a statement of purpose and a personal statement. So let us get this started. So this is the difference between the head and the heart. Oh my goodness. Yes, it is the difference between the head and the heart. So let's look at the statement of purpose. The focus is on what you want to do. The domain, professional and academic. The key question here is, why is this program a good fit for you? You have to do that stalking in order to justify that. And then the keywords that you're going to be using here is like competence, research, goals, fit. But now let's look at a personal statement. What is going on here? The focus is on who you are as a person. The domain is personal, it's historical. The key question is, who are you and what motivates you? Keywords: motivation, diversity, resilience, character. So those are the things that you are sort of trying to show about yourself when you are presenting a personal statement. And it is different from an SOP, which is more of like professional, academic, and things like that. So let's look at the SOP, okay? All right, you guys, I'm just going to take a minute to tell you all about my database. If you are someone thinking about studying abroad, the best place for resources is my database. I update it almost every day, so you're not going to miss any news in terms of studying abroad, scholarships, SOP samples, CV samples. Everything that you need in order to study abroad is in that database. Your job is just to get up every day, log in 1 or 2 hours, follow the samples, search for the scholarship, follow the samples, write your CV, follow the samples, write your SOP, follow the samples, write your research proposal, and apply. This is the exact formula that I use to get 4 fully funded scholarships, and if you follow it, I promise you, you are going to get your own scholarship. The link is in the description box, so please sign up for it. So the SOP is your professional blueprint, proving you're capable of doing work. So the tone here is formal, the time orientation is future. What will you do? What do you plan? If you all have watched the video about SOPs, if you've not watched it, go ahead and watch all of the videos here, because it is the idea, your short-term goals, your immediate goals, your short-term goals, your long-term goals. That is what they are looking at to see if you are going to be a good investment, if there's a return on investment for them to make into you. Okay, so you're talking about the content is specific research interest and career goals. Fit: why this specific lab or program? That is what you have to do. Those SOP videos will explain this way more in details. Evidence: ability to conduct independent research. You have to be concise and use specific examples rather than vague general statements. This is from the University of Toronto. Now let's look at the explanations that come with your personal statement. The personal statement is your origin story, proving you are compelled to do the work, this particular thing that you want to do. So the tone is a narrative, it's storytelling. The time orientation: past, present, like how did you get here, like how you got here. And the content is trajectory, overcoming barriers, unique perspective. What are the things that you have been through in life? How did you get here? You are telling that story of how you got here. The core is what matters to you and why. What are your values? How can you show those values? What are the things that you have been through that make us know that these are your values? It allows you to go beyond your achievements, offering a narrative that reveals your character. And this is from MIT. So when you're thinking about applying, you should be asking yourself, what exactly are they asking for? Are they asking for a personal statement, or are they asking for a statement of purpose? Even just the names, when you hear personal statement, you hear SOP, you're like, okay, I can see the difference between them, right? You can just think about it. Now let's look at a glance the comparative breakdown. So here you have the statement of purpose and the personal statement. The primary goal for the SOP is demonstrate proficiency and fit. For the personal statement, demonstrate character and resilience. The focus on the SOP is your work, research, CV. That is what they are looking for. The personal statement, the focus is the person, your life, your values, okay? And then the SOP, the key ingredient here is your technical skills, okay? And then the personal statement, the key ingredient is your personal narrative. That is what they are looking for. The tone on the statement of purpose is formal, it is academic. And then the tone on the personal statement is narrative, it's storytelling. You are practically sort of telling them the story of your life, okay? And then the hook on the SOP is an intellectual alignment. I've given you all examples of hooks in those previous SOP videos, so you can go and read those and then see how to write yours. The personal statement, it is an emotional connection, but you see that in all of them you have to use the hook regardless. And as we all have had conversations about the importance of the hook, those that are in admission committees, they are dealing with thousands and thousands of applications, so they do not have a long time to go through your hook. So your hook is something that you have to spend hours and days, and don't go to weeks, but spend a lot of time figuring out your hook when you are writing either your personal statement or you are writing your SOP. So what is the warning here? And this is something that I did not think about it. The rule: read the prompt, not the title. For example, look at these two prompts. The prompt asks for research interests, career goals, faculty names. What do you do in this case? You have to write a statement of purpose, even if they call it a personal statement. And I was like, that is very, very confusing, because if I see the prompts, yeah, they ask about, let's say, career goals and everything, and then they call it a personal statement, I'll be really confused. I'll practically reach out to them and be like, what exactly are you people talking about? Like, what do you want? Do you want a personal statement or you want an SOP? But now look at the other prompts here. The prompt asks for personal history, challenges, and diversity. What do they want? They want you to write a personal statement. So what I would say is, universities or admission committees have to get clear about what they want. Do they want an SOP or do they want a personal statement? If they don't know the difference, they should watch this video. This video is going to tell them what, like, the differences between both. So a real world example: if you label your SOP as a personal statement in the portal, the system will not mark it as received. Oh my goodness, this is from the University of Toronto Computer Science Department. That is scary. That is scary. And those are the type of things that you should really think about it. And in case, just as I was saying earlier, in case you have any doubt, it is better to reach out and ask them, what exactly are you all asking me to do here, than to just go ahead and do something and later on you are like, oh my goodness, I did the wrong thing. Because guess what? You have lost that admission. You either apply during the next intake, or you have to apply to a whole different program as a whole, because in that way you're losing maybe some parts of your time or whatever. So please be clear. Better ask than to be sorry later on. So when you must write both, I don't know if I've ever seen a situation where they've asked people to write both, but here, complementary, not repetitive. The CV listing, for example, they are giving here an example of when you take one thing, how should that be reflected in your SOP? How should that be reflected in your personal statement? Here, awarded National Science Grant in 2023. So the SOP is going to explain the work. I utilize the grant to research water safety protocols and analyze data. And then the personal statement is going to say, growing up in a region with water scarcity motivated me to apply for this grant. So the SOP covers the technical what, and then the personal statement covers the motivational why. I think that this is something that should be taught to everyone that is doing grad school applications, everyone that is doing bachelor's, master's, PhD. I think everyone should be taught this, because you are going to face situations where you have to apply, you have to write either these personal statements or SOPs. And if you do not know those differences, you are going to do the wrong thing, and that is not good at all. So let's look at tailoring the fit. So with the SOP, it's an intellectual fit that you're targeting. Name specific professors, e.g. Professor Grossman's work, or site specific labs, specific facilities. The goal to prove that you can hit the ground running. Immediately they grant you admission and they take you into that university. That is what you're trying to prove. With the personal statement, you are trying to do a cultural fit. Align your values with the university's mission. organization, discuss contributions to the community. The goal here is to prove you will be a good community member. And I think that there will probably be some cases where they are going to ask you to write both. And if they ask you to write both, I hope this video really teaches you how to write both of them, okay? So let's look at brainstorming your narrative when it's time for you to write. What are the things that you should be asking yourself? What are the thoughts that you should be going through if you have an SOP task ahead of you or you have a personal statement task ahead of you? So with the SOP, you're asking, what are my specific career goals? Which faculty members' research aligns with mine? What technical skills have I mastered? Also, go through all of the other SOP videos on this channel because I break down the entire, like paragraph by paragraph, what should be there. If you have a low GPA, how should you explain it in your SOP? All of those things, like how to properly craft an SOP. I'm going to put this in the description box such that you can watch this and then just go and watch all of the other SOP related videos. And then what are you going to ask yourself when it comes to your personal statement? What is unique about my life story? Have I overcome unusual obstacles? When did I first fall in love with this subject? The reason why that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh because I am a Brown Sugar fan. No, is it no Love and Hip Hop? Yeah, Brown Sugar. Yes, it's a movie, but I've also watched Love and Basketball. No. Love and Basketball, and there's a question that keeps coming up, like, when did you first fall in love with hip hop? No, it's Brown Sugar. It's Brown Sugar. When did you first fall in love with hip hop? And it's this whole thing that tells a story. If you've watched Brown Sugar, let me know in the comment section. But there is something also in Love and Basketball, but I don't think it was like, when did you first fall in love with basketball? No, it's Brown Sugar. Anyway, let us go ahead. Let's wrap this up by talking about the common pitfalls that you should avoid, whether you're writing an SOP or you are writing your personal statement. Number one, don't simply repeat your CV or resume in sentence form. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't use the same generic essay for every school. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't get too informal. Avoid slang, even in the personal statement. Of course, these are official documents. Like, what are you doing trying to use slang? Don't do it. Don't use cliches like, I want to help people, without specific evidence. When you watch those SOP videos, that is like step one. Do not come with any pity story. Oh, you're going to save humanity story. It's not going to happen. So don't do it. And then don't pay the application fee if your application is late. It will be rejected automatically. So those are the things that you should avoid when you are writing any of this, like personal statement or your SOP. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. Please do well to like the video, share with a friend, a brother, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, anyone that you think that this is going to help. And let me know in the comment section, was this helpful for you? Please let me know. And if there are any topics that you are interested in, you want me to capture, you want me to do a video on, let me know in the comment section. I am going to see you all in the next one. Peace.